All right, everybody. I have a friend of the podcast. Third time is the charm.
There we
Ross,
go.
Flora, what's up, man? You're back.
You're right. Right. It's good to be back. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
I always enjoy having you on, man. I
All
always.
right. Same,
So
man. Same here.
last time we chatted, Shoulders of Giants, right? So, but this song,
Mhm.
me, me and Abilene, that's actually on that EP, correct?
Yeah.
The one
Yeah. And that
that's
might, yeah. Yeah. So it was, like I say, we're just refocusing on that song, just trying to push it out there. Kind of, I guess Cannonball was the single that came out right when the album came out. It was kind of
mhm.
push track there. And like I say, we're just trying to get as much meat off the bone as we can here and
Well, of course,
working on the next album, while we're doing that.
you have professionals over there at Dead Horse, okay, Ross? They got you all.
I do. I do. That's
you
for
know.
sure.
So obviously, one look at the lyrics, and the one that jumps out to me is now there's 1,000 miles between me and Abilene. All right, I mean everybody. I won't say everybody, but a majority of people listening have been in a relationship. And then,
Mm-hmm.
so I assume this is about someone moving away, and then it says, and I'm wondering, yeah, okay. I'm wondering if she's still thinking about me or who, this
Yeah.
Abilene. So is that basically what it is? Someone moves away, it doesn't matter for what, and then trying to keep it together?
I kind of wrote it. I'd had that line stuck in my head for years. Just those, the first two lines, 1,000 miles between me and Abilene. I was like, I just have to, there's something about that for me personally that I had to just write. I spent, first 5 years I was here in town. I was playing with a band. I was a lead guitar player with them, and we were just out on the road constantly. It was every weekend. And I did that for the first 5 or 6 years I lived in Nashville. And it was just so it's a young person's kind of game there,
In life,
but yeah,
in
but they
life in
were
general, Ross, it's a young
right.
person's
Yeah,
society, you
yeah.
know.
But anyway, yeah, it's kind of wrote it like there was, I didn't get. It wasn't actually about Abilene per se, even though I love that town, but it was about
Oh, yes,
just
right.
about
Texas,
leaving
yeah.
the spot and having to roll on, and and then maybe you don't want to, I don't know, you don't want to leave, but you have to, and for whatever reason, and
Well, somebody helped me out. I believe Abilene's the '90s name, like was popular in the '90s. I got like a obviously a girl name, but like I believe that name's been around for as long as time. But
right, yeah.
it's a great song, man. So what was the process on like creating the video? Did you get some creativity on that, or talk about the video that you can find on
Yeah,
YouTube?
yeah,
You know.
I made the video. It was very fun. I just, I found some footage of, somebody rolling through. It was kind of fun to find the video footage
Mhm.
of from the back of the car. That was kind of fun.
Well, I'll have the link to the video on the show notes here,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
people will be able to, and this will also be available on YouTube, so they can do the video and then listen to you talk about the video, or
Mm-hmm.
or listen to you talk about the video and then watch the video.
Yeah. Right. Right.
One of the two. So personally,
Yeah.
man, what you been up to, man?
Just playing all the time and,
Yeah.
and recording. I
Oh
got
my
this little
God.
spot built since the last time I talked to you. I was over there in a corner of this
Yeah, you
room.
were like hiding out, man. We were
And then
drinking. We were
a
talking about
little
off.
black over here, but yeah, so
Yeah, we had a shot. We had a shot last episode, and
right. Yeah, that was the album release right there. Yeah. Yeah. So,
we had something. I don't know, beer. I don't know what it was, but
oh yeah.
I like this fancy, man.
I've been working a long time, had a lot of help to help build this. And this is what, if I'm not on stage, I pretty much hang out in here. I've been just, it's been a blessing to be able to have all this and so,
So how's the like response been with like the people listening? To the Shoulders of Giants. I didn't really talk to you after like too much. So how did that go? How did you like the release and everything?
oh, I loved it. People have been digging it. They kind of get what I was going for, kind of that Texas country thing, but not in
Yeah.
Texas. I'm not from there. But it was everybody was like, man, we love them all, but man, me and Abilene we woke up the next morning still singing it in our heads, you know. So I was like, well,
Yeah.
they're all my babies. So I was very objective with it. I was just
Well,
like, you know, the Dead Horse team. I was like, what do y'all think? Y'all tell me, because I'm good with any and all of them to be pushed, you know. So
yeah. Yeah, well, I really enjoyed this song. It's really like catchy. So anyone listening to this should already be downloaded that song, should already be downloading that song as we speak.
mm-hmm.
But Ross, you can go ahead and plug the song. You can just go ahead and plug the song, man. When did you start going with the song? Like, when did it start really coming into focus as like the lead song of the EP?
Man, I must have like in one of these books laying around here, I must have like wrote that song 20 times over. It's gone 20 different
That's
directions.
crazy.
Years. I've had that line stuck in my head for, 5, 6 years, something like that. And it was just something I was like, I'm waiting on this one. Like, this one's got to be perfect, and not saying it's perfect now, but it's got to be close to. I'm not just letting this one go with
It's
some
like
lyrics and that I don't really believe in. I was like, this one's gonna have to really hit home for me. And
do you like baseball, Ross?
yeah.
Okay, so I know it's like a cleanup hitter, right? It's like the person. It's like the song in the fourth spot. You know,
on the lineup. Yeah, man. My Barry Bonds. Yeah.
You know, oh yeah, well, pre-steroids, but you know,
yeah.
that's a whole different podcast.
Yeah. Oh,
you and I could talk sports probably for a whole podcast separate.
Yeah. They'll be my Aaron, I guess.
Well, the World Series is tonight, I think.
Yeah. Philly tied it up, didn't they?
Yeah, so I don't know. I have some it seems like half the listeners of my podcast are either from like Pennsylvania or like New York. So
is that right?
Yeah. There's always something. So what's the next, like, is this the only focus song on Shoulders of Giants? You have another like lyric video for another song? Talk about what you got going on.
So we were planning on my personal, if I had to pick a favorite, and it's kind of the favorite of the people I've been asking, and the folks that, you know, they have been like looking for their feedback on is Grass is Greener, and it's the only slow song on there, but it also hits home for me real hard. And then we were going to make a music video. So, but it was getting stuff starting to die out here. I was like, it can't be Grass is Greener with leaves falling off of trees. And I want to be in the mountains and in some type of way where I was born. I don't want to go down to Florida, you know, and be in like a tropical environment trying to sing that. So so there will be a music video coming out for Grass is Greener here in a couple months. Once, you know, we're shooting for the spring on that.
All right. Yeah. So for a reset, for those that have not listened, who are living under a rock and haven't listened to any of your music, can you tell the audience kind of like what kind of genre, you know, you sing? Yeah,
it's obviously a lot of country. I was raised in the Appalachian Mountains. So I mean, it's a lot of I try to storytell with my music, but it's a rock and roll, a lot of rock influence, Southern rock. Like I say, so it's just like I say, the country Southern rock thing, and try to tell a good story with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is that the thing though? Like it's been like this for like a longest time. Do you see that it's still the case that artists will pick like 2 or like 3 songs, like focus songs of an EP or an album? Is that still, because I know in the 90s that was the way it was. Is that still how it is?
Yeah. That's still kind of the business model. And you know, you release the album, and obviously whatever that single is that you release with the album is going to be the heavy hitter. And then then like say you want some other ones to, you know, that people might overlooked or something like that, you know, to bring to the forefront a little bit.
Yeah. So is there anybody we should keep an eye on? You got any favorites, musicians that you're listening to now? Anybody on the come up?
I mean, I work with 2 insanely talented ladies, Cash Crawford and Sadie Campbell, and they're both, they're sisters. They're doing insane.
Well,
separately, but it's equally amazing, and it's So.
Well, I've had Cash on the podcast before, and I think she's gonna come back on. I gotta send a message, but she has mistakes. Is that her? Is
Yeah.
that a yeah?
Yep.
So
we just started playing that one out too. We started doing that recently. So,
I think
yeah,
she may be following you back on here.
yeah.
All right, Ross, you got any good I know you've been playing a lot, right? A lot of places. Can you list every single place that you've played at in the last year? Can you do that?
Well,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I mean, they're basically, it's kind of like here in Nashville, especially working your shifts downtown. It's, you play. I've been mainly playing the same places. It just with being Nashville, you meet a whole different clientele every week. It's like there was what we had Motley Crue in town in like April or something like that. So we had to do it was all just kind of hair metal and rock and roll stuff. And then when we had Dixie Chicks in town or something like that, it was all a totally different set.
What are the chicks now, Ross? Remember, we're in this age
we're
in this age of whatever,
Oh no. I will always mess that up.
No, I know. I'm just messing. You gotta have a little fun with stuff like that,
Oh, right.
Right. So you got a good we were talking about drinking earlier. Do you got a good what's your drink of choice?
Well, I'm a Jack Daniels man all the time. That's kind of been
I'm not gonna have you pick your favorite bar in Nashville, but if you had to pick one. I put
my favorite out, and there's a reason I don't play there is because I enjoy hanging out there so much. Like the local bar, it's a place called Doc Holiday's.
Oh yeah,
right down 2nd Avenue. Well, you can miss it pretty easy. It's a tiny little bar there, but if you're ever down, you gotta go there.
So what's your most common like day that you're out there like performing? Like do you, every weekend, every other weekend, every weekday? What's your schedule like?
I do 2 to 11 on Thursdays.
Oh wow.
Then 11 to 9 on Fridays, then 2 to 10 on Saturdays, then 2 to 10 on Sundays, then 2 to 6 on Mondays.
So basically, when people aren't working, they can listen to you. Like they get done with the office in Nashville, and then they go to the bar for their whiskey.
Yeah.
And listen to Ross Flora, of course.
Yeah. Even more so for visitors, the tourists and stuff. And that's what's so fun about this job. That's why I don't go on the road that much anymore. Is because
why you're doing hits like me and Abilene. What there's no need to do anything else.
Yeah, well, and just the model here in Nashville is we get to meet brand new people every day, and that's so much fun.
That's it.
And well, I will be hitting the road though coming this spring, so that's gonna be fun again to get the wheels on the highway.
Yeah, it's got another couple questions about the song. What's the song like? I know you talked about, we already went over a little bit of the like meaning and stuff of it, but to you personally, how important was this song, like overall?
It's definitely one of the most important songs I've ever written, just in terms of getting it out. The weight I felt off my chest and back whenever it was done, I was like, oh, I found the song for it. It's here. The riff, especially, the riff and the guitar thing. It was, it all culminated, and it was something I needed to say. I feel like really wanted to just put that out there. And now it's crazy how like they mean different things to you. I didn't even think about it, but I had a friend. I made a good buddy. Going to be a friend for a long time. Randomly downtown. He's from out of town.
Wow.
Texted me later, he's like, oh man, he's like, I'm on the road heading home. He's like, that song means so much to me, man. He's like, and you don't realize he was talking about the emotional distance.
Yeah.
And I never even thought about that. And I was just like, it's like, okay, it could be a town, it could be actual Abilene, Texas, or it could be a girl named Abilene. It could be any of these things, but I never thought, the emotional distance and stuff. And just, he kind of alluded on that a little bit, and I won't go into it, but I was like, man, that song on a different level there too. And I'm just, so yeah, it's definitely a song that keeps on giving to me, at least, every time, I get sick of hearing it after I play it, you know, a couple times. But whenever it's fresh for like, you know, if I don't listen to it for a week, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a different way.
Is it one of those that you play right off the bat live, or is it one of those closers like the last song you'll play?
It's not a closer, but it's a so usually we or the groups I play with, and if I'm solo, I just you wait. There'll be a specific moment in the show.
Okay. Yeah.
That's not, you know, especially for like a 4-hour show. I mean, that's kind of, you know,
Right, but you know what I mean. Like, is it one that you?
So it's definitely like in the middle where you have them where everybody's at kind of where you've won them over.
When they're like 2 or 3 beers deep, yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
them, right.
Listen to you, and it's like, yeah. It's just, and that's whenever I throw that one in there, and some of these originals, you know. But yeah, but.
All right, man. Well, last question I got for you.
All right.
For now, until next time you come on the podcast.
Yeah. Until next time.
But no, I got a serious question for you. Do you have any advice for people starting out now, especially in like the full swing of the reels and, you know, TikTok and YouTube shorts? I mean, I can go on and on and on. Do you have any advice for people that are just now starting out buying that guitar?
Yeah. I mean, it's been just continue to learn. I mean, you know, don't ever get bogged down. If they're if they're a beginner, you know, sounds kind of hippy dippy, but like, listen, you know, just listen to what your sound is. Enjoy every part along the line. Don't get frustrated that you can't play like whoever your favorite band is at the very moment. But, you know, just keep on enjoying it, find a way to have fun with it, whether that be playing She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain like I did for years, you know, when I was a little kid and stuff, or whether it be, you know, just trying to play along with your favorite song, and, you know, and get somebody that even if it's on YouTube, there's so much stuff out there. You know, we were talking about, you know, it's taken off there. The world is so close now. You can find somebody that inspires you and that can teach you on the internet now very easily. I mean, I'd have to imagine that's how most people are doing it now. But
everything's internet.
Stay inspired, and the only way I've ever been able to remain inspired through the long haul is to, you know, just stay thankful and you know, and keep learning, keep going out and trying to learn something. You know, as long as you keep that fire going, I don't think it ever goes out if you keep that mentality.
Fantastic. I couldn't say it better myself. So, Ross, where can people get Shoulder of Giants? This is the EP that the song is on.
Yeah. It's on Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere you download or stream music, it's there. So check that out.
And Me and Abilene is the super hit single, right?
Yeah.
Where can people find you on social media, man?
Social media, it's under Ross Flora Music on Instagram, and then Ross Flora on Facebook. You can find me on there. Glad there aren't many of us Ross Floras out there. So.
Oh yeah, it's a common.
Yeah, it's surprising, right? But
really?
Pretty easy to tell apart, you know. You'll be able to,
All right, Ross.
I've got Ross-Flora.
There you go, Ross.Flora.
.com. If you go online, and it's my website, you can check that out. That's got my active list of where I'm playing. If you're ever in town, or you know, or start hitting the road here, we'll you know, stay on the lookout.
Hey Ross, if I ever make my way down to Nashville, you can give me the hookup, right?
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah.
We'll go on a bar crawl, and we'll go. You'll give me some of your good whiskey and stuff, you know.
All right. Here we go. Sounds good, man.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Have a good night, man.
All right. See you later, brother.
See you.